and welcome to this month's newsletter. And already we're into October. I can't believe how quickly the year is going. I know I say that in every newsletter, but time is relevant. Time is everything. What has really come through the sessions with my clients and just dealing with the workshops is that whole aspect of relationships and the dynamics, the changing dynamics within relationships that people are having. And I know that I'm having a changing dynamic both with the relationship I have with my partner through to changes within our household, and also that changes in relationship to the people around me, my work colleagues, etc. And that seems to have been the really big theme for you guys out there. It seems to be relationships. One of the really interesting things is that, we did ask for this fifth dimensional living. We asked to be more spiritual, and we asked to have a life more connected. And what we didn't expect, I suppose, in 2012, when we all sent our thoughts out, is how hard it would be, or how difficult that process would be. And with the changing relationships, friendships are being formed far quicker, faster, and they're taking a different form. We have friendships now where, you can have a connection to someone, but you don't need to be necessarily in their pocket. And by that I mean you don't necessarily have to have that constant conversation, that constant contact, texting and Facebooking. But there are other relationships where, on a more personal side, the friendships are more about the mind. And I think my husband commented that, the mind is the new sexy, that people are having intellectual relationships rather than just purely based on a physical relationship. And I think that that's the new way, that is the new spirituality, or the new way of being, this fifth dimensional being, getting away from that baser instinct and overcoming mind over matter, overcoming those basic needs, and forming relationships where on an intellectual basis you get that soul food, you have that amazing connection. I suppose another aspect of the relationships and what's going on out there is who do you choose. So there have been quite a few upsets in September. It would appear that relationships have fallen by the wayside, or friendships have been quite difficult, and some people have been placed in a position of having to choose sides. And I did see a really lovely comment from someone on Facebook where she'd put, there's your side, their side, and then there's the truth. And it's not necessarily about taking sides with people, but it's about discerning for yourself what that friendship means for you. So when someone else gets really upset and you're caught in the middle, you're piggy in the middle, it's how does that serve you? How does that serve a purpose in your life, or how do they serve a purpose in your life? I always remember my son, who was not long in New Zealand, and he had two particular friends, and one really gave him an ultimatum, and it was, well, I'm not going to be your friend if you're going to still be his friend. And in that really logical way that a Gemini can be very logical, he just calmly said to this young chap, well, I'll be your friend, but I'm actually still going to be this other person's friend. It's up to you how you deal with that. And I think that's a really mature process, and I feel that sometimes we do get caught up in the drama, but maybe that's their drama. What is it that's important to you? What is it that you get out of your friendships? And how can you still support a friend even though other friends may no longer be there? The big question is with friendships, and I've posted this poster, it's part of my newsletter as well, is to look back on your friendships and think about why they've been there, what has been the purpose. And so reason, season and lifetime, I know that I've used that in many occasions in the past, and a beautiful student gave me a typed up version of reason, season and lifetime, so I've just revamped the poster for the newsletter. When we bring someone in for a reason, it's because we've had a real yearning. We've had a need that needs to be met. So I remember many years ago sitting on a bus, travelling from Dundee through to St Andrews and thinking, I am so lonely. I am so lonely. And then out of the blue, I met this lady and she said, come to China painting. And then other opportunities opened. There was the guide dog training, the disabled riding, the keep fit classes, the night classes to educate myself. And so my loneliness just disappeared, because that was the ache in my heart. That was what I'd sent out into the universe. I'm so lonely. And so all of this activity then came into my life. And I do see that she was a great reason. She came into my life for a reason to help me find courage and to not be quite so shy, because I am actually quite shy. And those of you who know me, I'm very different when I'm out and about. I don't really talk. I do sit and listen most of the time, and I don't really talk. Michael does all the talking for me. So in that sense, I do thank her. And then I thank the people who have been in my life for a season. And a season is where they nurture. They bring in a sense of nurture. You become somebody better. You become somebody different. And those friendships are really something that I do treasure, and I do tend to sort of thank those people as and when those friendships leave or they move on to something else. And I do thank them on a spiritual level, or if I get an opportunity I will send a quick email to say thank you so much, I really have appreciated why you've been in my life. And then of course there's the lifetimes. And you know, I met a couple of ladies just recently who have lived next door to each other for 50-something years. 50-something years, from childhood right the way up into adulthood. They've both taken on their parents' homes. And it's a magical relationship. It's a magical relationship to have that bond with someone. Not often do we get a lifetime with someone. I certainly see that that's where I've been with my own partner, Michael. We've been together for over 30 years, and hopefully another 30 years. I'd love to have more of a lifetime with him. But there's just such a synchronicity in there, and a sort of a symmetry. We sort of mirror and reflect what we both need at any given time. We pick each other up, we balance each other out, we create a really good connection with each other. So I want you to think about your relationships, past, present, and even the ones you want to create. The human aspect and the human journey is that we will always create new connections, whether we're looking for them or not looking for them. So think about your needs. Where are your needs at this point in time? Who are you looking to attract into your life? And that could be on a really personal level, it could be on a business level, and it could just be on a friendship level. And think about the people that you just meet by chance, the people that sort of turn up unexpectedly, and see what their relationship to you is going to be. Are they going to be there for that season, or just for the reason, or will they become lifetime connections? I think that for those of you who are charging forward and creating new relationships, and they don't fit the old molds, don't panic. And I think that's what's really come through just at the end of September. There's a couple of people here who they've created relationships, they're not quite sure what the connection is. It's nothing they've ever experienced before, so therefore they have no prior knowledge of how to accommodate this new friendship, or prior knowledge of how to deal with it. The main thing is that they can deal with it. They can create something different, because that's what this new type of friendship is all about in their lives. It's a huge topic, absolutely huge, and I'd really love to hear your feedback. If you have any feedback, please by all means send me your emails. I do love seeing your emails when you send them in. It's always really nice to know that my words and my thoughts are being heard out there on the airwaves. And we just have one new aspect coming in terms of the teacher training for the Phoenix Light Foundation. We've got Gillian Ordering is helping me put together the new foundation teacher manual, so that's a really lovely new process that we're going into. Sherilyn is still working away in the background helping me with the online courses, which are going really very well, and of course Angela is doing her animal work, her animal healing. All the usual things that my workshops, classes and services are all listed on my website. Please feel free to pop onto the spiritual development page and see what's on, what's coming up. We've got an Arcturian healing coming up, the monthly angel class is coming up, and our monthly meditation. All the details are there. I hope you've enjoyed this little podcast. I hope October, which has started out to be extremely sunny and very hot, is signs of a good summer to come for those of us down here in the southern hemisphere. And I hope that the winter and the autumn is mild for those of you in the northern hemisphere. But until the next time, I'll just say namaste, and we'll see you next month. Take care for now.